Hey everyone, and welcome to this guide on Trello for your honeydew list. Now, before we get started, just wanted to put a note. Marie and I have been using Trello for a while now. We did start out just using Trello as our only means of a honeydew list. We wanted to really simplify. We have found out that throughout the few weeks that it is still good to use a little bit of other things. Like Marina really likes her whiteboard. It really does come down to preference. Now, when we created this, I just want to kind of tell you it's evolved over time, and I'm sure we'll still make a lot more edits. So depending on when you look at the template and download it, it may be a little bit different. So just make sure that you're checking first for the latest video. We'll probably have Honeydew List template 2.0 in, who knows, maybe a month, 2 months, 6 months. We'll see how it goes, but it is an evolving process, and it will be for you. The reason we did think about using our own, but we wanted first just to make sure that we didn't just tell you exactly what we're doing, because what we're doing may not work for you. Now, what you can do here, there are a few guides. Make sure you make it customizable to you. We also found that when we were making it, it had a lot of conversation points. So make sure that you're communicating together and figuring out what's going to work best for you. But let's get started to actually using Trello. So you can start here. You'll probably find eventually we'll add this video here around with some additional resources from our blogs. You can click here and you can open, this is called a Trello card that it's pulling up. And here's a list of some other helpful Trello boards that we've found. We don't make these. These are ones that we found that we thought are great. You can have tons of different Trello boards. We like having everything simplified, so just using one for each thing has been really nice for us. But generally, we've just been using this as our honeydew list. Now, we have things, we've noticed we've kept a lot of things like notes and things to keep, like emergency contacts. If we click on it here, you can put a contact, an address. The nice thing is there is a mobile app, so you have these wherever you go, and you're not having to look through a bunch of different programs like Evernote or your inbox. You can also put birthdays, passwords. We did add a weekly planning, so as we were going through Trello, we did decide that going through it on a daily basis was a little bit much. It was good that we still reviewed our to-do list every day, and through comments such as this, you can mention someone. All you have to do is put at and then the person's name, and it'll send them a message. And we try and keep our conversations for our to-dos on Trello instead of text messages, just so it's all in the same place. It doesn't always work that way. It's a good intention. Now here's the list. Now eventually the start here, you can move it to the very end so you don't have to see it all the time. But for the template, we're going to leave it right there. Generally what we use the events. These are just big things. I'm not the best at looking at the calendar, so it's always good to have the next few events. It doesn't work very great for vacations. You can't go in there for a long time. Now you can go in, you'll go into an add-on, just to show you kind of the menu. You just put power-ups and you'll hit calendar, and that will give you this little add-on, and you can click calendar and it'll show you everything on your calendar. As you can see, in August we don't have anything, but if we go to the next month, if we go down to September, you'll see some of the little templates that we put in. So that's really nice, just if you are looking for a calendar view. But I like this because I don't always look at the whiteboard, or I can't remember. It's not the best for like a daily schedule or, like I said, vacations. What we really use is lists here. So we have a column for Marina and for me. We just put a spouse 1 or 2. We have daily, weekly, and monthly checklists. We just kind of go through it daily. At the end of each day, we go through. If we worked out, we check it. If not, we don't, and we just kind of clear the list each night for the daily, and so on for the weekly and monthly. Now, I did want to kind of note that we did put a picture here. We've noticed at the very start we liked having pictures because it does look great, but generally we're always on the go and it's been really functional, so we haven't used a lot of pictures, but you can keep the pictures. They are really nice to have. So that's kind of how we really assign our tasks. We create these, and then for special tasks, as you see, for example, right here, finish knitting blanket, I can just easily drag it over here. Or put it over, let's say, together. These are list things we want to do together. Maybe I decide, hey, this is a project that really I can do on myself. We'll say I'm spouse 2, I can just drag it over here. So that's really nice. Generally, we've decided that we have a column for each of us, so we know who's doing what, and if we just kind of drag things over from kind of our list of projects, which I'll show you over here more. These are our unassigned projects, or to do later, and then these are just big tasks and projects. We've kind of decided that having something like, hey, these are things we want to do this week / this month, versus, hey, when I get an idea of something we need to do, we just kind of put it here, and then each week we go through it. Same thing, not just with to-dos, but also with things like our bucket list, things that we want to do. We did add a done pile. We left it here. We found that we just kept dragging things when they were done. over, the list got really long and it really wasn't necessary, you can just click on the card and you can hit archive and delete it. On my mobile app, it's really nice. You can just kind of drag it up and goes, but it doesn't have that functionality here on the desktop version. So that is a little basic guide to using Trello. Know that you can move the lists, create lists for however you want to. One little shortcut we didn't know that was really nice. You can go to this checklist, see weekly it has just that one checklist. I can go and click and add another checklist, and it said can copy from, and I can just look at this in each one if it has a name. Maybe if I put like spouse ones daily, it'll copy all of over those, so I don't have to re-enter the checklist over and over again. So that's a really great thing that we've really liked. But that is our guide for using Trello on the honeydew list. Now again, this is just version 1 of probably many. Once we find significant updates, maybe we'll give a little bit more updates on here. But if you've used Trello for your honeydew list and have some ideas, please post them in the comments of this video. If you have a suggestion or update, please let us know. We'd love to try it, and maybe we'll even highlight your suggestion in a future video. Thanks.